From a high level, we set out to recreate the game Heads Up, popularized by Ellen. In the game, a user usually holds a phone to their forehead, and the phone displays a word in which their friend will describe to them. If they guess it based on the friend's description correctly, they will tilt the phone downwards to indicate a correct guess, and it'll go into the next word. And if they want to skip a word to go into another word to guess, they could also flip the phone upwards, in which they won't get a point, but they will have a new word to guess. In our version of the game, at the start of the game, the player will be tasked with a start menu at the choice of categories. We've implemented animals, movies, and athletes, and they will be able to select these by tilting left or right. And additionally, when they're inside the game, after they've tilted upwards to start, they'll be able to hold the board to their forehead and tilt down if they've guessed it correctly, and up if they have want to skip to the next word. This is implemented on a freedom board, in which we've used C code to implement the entire game logic, such as actions, states, timer, and score counter, as well as using the board's natural gyro sensor to indicate tilt. And then a host computer connected to a Python program is used to display the word and the timer to the friend who will be describing the word to the player. Hi, for our project demo, we'll be demonstrating two different outcomes of the game. One in which we've elapsed the full 60 seconds of the game round, so it will end, and one of which we've gone through all words in a given list, in which the game will end prematurely and display how much time we had left. In the beginning screen, we are shown which current category we have selected. We can also swipe to get new ones, so we could tilt, and it'll go to the next one, and if we go left, it'll actually go back to ones we've already seen. So let's say we want to do animals, we'll tilt up to start. We'll start at 60 seconds, and the timer will count down. The middle number is our timer, and once it hits 0, we'll go to the final screen, and the bottom number is our score. So if our friend is describing a horse, and we don't know he's describing a horse and would like to skip, we can tilt the board up, and we'll go to the next one. Additionally, on the board, you're able to see one quick skip, and that is to make sure we've only skipped at one time and not many times if we've held the tilted angle. Additionally, if we guess the word correctly, we can move downwards, and that will increment our score by 1 and move on to the next word. And the terminal is printing the current UART input given to the Python program from the C program, which is very useful for updating the GUI. So once we count down, we'll be going to the next final screen. And because we've run out of time, we have 0 time left, and our final score is 2. So now we'll be demonstrating what happens when we get through all the words in a given category. We have loaded each list of words with 8 words. So once we've achieved a score of 8, we'll be going prematurely to the final screen before the timer runs out. So for this, we'll be using athletes, so we can tilt up. We start off at 60 seconds, which is displayed in the middle number, and the score on the bottom starts at 0, and once we hit 8, it will go to the next screen. So let's go through each, and by tilting downwards, it marks it as correct and removes it from the list. And as you can see, once we've gone through all 8, we have a final score of 8, and the time left is 38 seconds because we have not elapsed the full 60 seconds.